love until the end. I have always learned a lot by watching wildlife and domestic animals. About 2 years ago, I was putting sun seeds outside to feed the wild birds that come down and drink from a bird bath set in my garden. I enjoy watching cardinals forage through the ground looking for seeds to eat. I noticed that cardinals are very intelligent and are very devoted to their mate. The male bird would come down and scout out the area, then he'd let out a little chirrup to let the female know the coast was clear and food was located. The female would receive the signal and come to investigate and would come to eat. It seemed as the male always took pride that he was able to impress the female on his skill to find food. Later that week, while I was cleaning the backyard, I was trimming the flowered bushes, which were against my house, when I saw a nest. To my amazement, I noticed an egg deep in the nest. I didn't want to disturb it, so I left it alone. Days later I noticed that the female cardinal was entering the bush and sitting on the nest. I really got excited because this confirmed it was her nest. In Texas, we rarely see too many of them. Shortly, I saw the pair rushing in and out of the bush, always in a hurry and very secretly tending to the nest. I figured that they were in a rush to bring in food. One late afternoon, as I sat on my back stairs, I heard the chick chirping. I suddenly caught sight of the female cardinal on the bird bath. She was drinking water when all of a sudden she seemed to slightly stumble. My heart started pounding because I feared that she was ill. I held my breath waiting. She stood in one position for a long time, like she was trying to will herself not to fall. Then, in a blink of an eye, she collapsed. I waited in anticipation for her to get up, but she did not. I waited a little longer, hoping that she had just passed out from the heat. She did not get up. I walked over to examine her. She was dead. Minutes later, I heard her mate chirping, calling to her. He was looking for her. It was heart-wrenching to know that I knew her whereabouts. He finally landed on the bird bath, stood next to her, and finally flew off. Later, I buried her next to the bottom of the bird bath. After her death, I wondered if her chick would survive. I had noticed that she was the one that primarily would tend to the nest. I thought if I should intervene and try to feed the chick myself. The next day, I noticed that the male cardinal was taking food to the nest. I was happy that he had taken the new role as the mother and father. Weeks went by, and, late one evening, I saw the little pale red chick fly down from the nest, practically wrecking onto the ground. I worried about its safety, then in a blur I caught sight of the father watching frantically from above the Chinese tallow tree. I knew that that little red bird would grow up to be the cardinal I enjoy watching in the garden. Once in a while, I see a cardinal chirping to its mate and wonder if it's that same little cardinal. I wish that I could somehow tell him of his mother's love, sacrifice, and duty to him. We all sacrifice for those we love, and most of the time our efforts go unnoticed, but I notice hers. I've come to realize that real living is living for others, no matter how difficult things can be. We should all be thankful to share this space and time with those we love. We are all family, and it's a circle that will never end.